Cornhusker Brett Maher to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
So certainly a defensive mistake here in the first quarter, getting hit with a roughing the passer call.
And that hurts not just because of the yardage you gave up and give him a fresh set of downs, but that brought the home crowd into this one. And when you go on the road, your job is to silence the crowd, not energize them.
Goff. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Now this one is tight end out on the right side. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now a first down throw. Gone. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Goff. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, Goff. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. There's Goff. That one's complete. He finds Sharp. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Goff. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. Goff now looking to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. He's at the 50. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. They'll roll him out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run your guys step for step downfield with man coverage and make that ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there. Going to take a shot for Gallup. The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
We're scoreless after one. On second down, Swift. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
In any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Goff now looks to throw. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. Finding space at the 40. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
19 yards there on the catch and run. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
It was Osa Odighizuwa on the tackle. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. To throw on second down is gone. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd, gone. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the ball. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Swinging this out for Pollard. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense. You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Goff will try and set up the screen to Swift. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now it's Goff. Wide open receiver, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Goff. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown! A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A happy sight for a lot of these fans. We're jumping right over halftime and getting back into the action. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure they're friends from the defensive side of the ball.
This is caught at the 20. A big play here for Dallas. And even 60 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Elliott. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Elliott. And not a whole lot there as they get him down at about the 2. Call it again as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. It's a keeper with Prescott. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Dak Prescott keeping it himself on the quarterback sneak. And the Cowboys have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So we're going to look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Malik Hooker.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. Prescott to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Elliott.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Trying to run forward with Pollard. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. First down, and it's Pollard again. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Dak Prescott with a connection to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys have scored again in this 3rd quarter. This time the move out in front. Well, Charles, I think you and I both agree these guys were outplayed in that first half. And the scoreboard reflected that, but they've come out since halftime. They look like a different team.
And it makes you wonder what was said and done in that locker room because they've made some nice adjustments and they're executing better. I think they got some fiery guys on that sideline that had a few things to say at the half, and now they've come out with a vengeance.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Dorrance Armstrong.
What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Goff. They still can't get it, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And yet again, Goff is intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We've seen them do much better here after a struggling first half.
And what I like about what I've seen is that they're executing at a much higher rate now. And I don't know how much of that is changing plays or changing philosophies.
Back now at Ford Field.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott.
Open man is Noah Brown. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 43.
A really good pickup of 28 yards.
This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. And they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson.
On 2nd down, Elliott. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up in a 3rd and 9 situation. Here's Prescott. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions are right back in this football game.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff.
That's complete to Swift out of the backfield.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Goff. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now it's Goff. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Goff.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Oh, looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going. And I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And he's going to have the Lions 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Now Goff. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Goff now to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they're trying to line up quickly here. Goff urging them on.
He he's got this complete to Williams.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. He's back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. And this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. Fielded right around the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick up on his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Goff. And that is incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance. You got to punt it, right?
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive.
And some space here. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And some room to work.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Quick throw, and it's caught by Gallup. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Tenth carry now for Elliott.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. They've had some success here in overtime with this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
They go to Elliott again.
And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a 1st at the Lions' 22.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So it all rests now on the right foot of Brett Maher. This to win it in overtime. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And we will play on here in overtime.
Oh, that's so deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game, and I'll get it done. With this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive. See if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
He's got a man. Complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. One overtime, how about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment.
Go off a handoff here to Swift. They'll get this down to the 38.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring out the 3rd down.
Once again, it's Swift. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he missed it. It's no good. And we will play on here in overtime. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 94 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Seemed like Dak certainly made the right read there to hand it off to Zeke.
When you have those two in the backfield, Dak Prescott at quarterback, Zeke Elliott at running back, you've got a symbiotic, synergistic relationship that puts a lot of defenses in a lot of stress.
I got to tell you, I've never heard synergistic before, but I guess that works, right?
It does on this game.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that one pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On third down, Elliott. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is